Hello, this is going to be a quick video on how start and endpoints work for filled shapes within Ember. I'll try to keep this brief. Let's go ahead and start with a filled shape right here. Fill it, maybe remove the underlay to remove any extra noise, and then let's increase the row spacing just to make the visualization a bit more obvious. Last thing we can do is change the angle to be horizontal. That'll kind of help with the visualization a bit. Sweet. Okay, so now we have this filled shape. In order to access the start and end, you're going to want to make sure you have your filled shape selected. From there, you can go to your little edit shape button down here. You'll have all these options and you can click start and end. When you do that, you'll see a red cross, and when you drag it, you'll see a green cross underneath it. That's because by default, the start and end is always on the same position. So the red cross is just covering the green one. We should probably make that more obvious in the future, but for now, that's how it is. So yeah, essentially, the green cross is going to indicate where the embroidery machine should start embroidering the shape. The red cross will indicate where the embroidery machine should stop embroidering the shape. So if we were to do this right now, it would start up here and it would end down here. And if you click enter, you can kind of see that be reflected in the pattern itself. It's a little bit hard to tell. When we get a stitch player in the future, you'll be able to watch the stitch out yourself, and you can see that kind of in live action happen. But for now, you can just see it reflected in the pattern itself. So there's a couple different use cases for adjusting the start and end. One is visual, and another use case would be if you want to um, adjust where the machine's going to end in relation to your next shape. So if we had a shape drawn down here, maybe there's another square right here. We could have this end right here and have it start at the beginning of this next shape. So that minimizes the distance the machine has to travel to get to the next shape. That can be really convenient in reducing time or other reasons. And then the other one is visual. Maybe a better example of a visual use case would be if I go to some of my other projects. The Doomsday Omni-Man is a good example here. So for Omni-Man, I tried to create these kind of shadows. Like you have this shadow running through his arm right here, and you have this one kind of going through the back of his arm. Just tried to match this picture here. And I did that by creating a really sparse tatami. And if I didn't adjust the start and end, you would see a running stitch go up the back of this sparse tatami, and it wouldn't make it look as shadowy because you'd have this weird run in the back. I can kind of show you what I mean. If we open up these start and end points for this shape, and if we were to just move them kind of in their default position, you get this running stitch that goes up the side. It's really not that bad. It's not very noticeable, but a really convenient tweak is to just drag these to the opposite ends. And so now you get this thing filling in kind of a zigzag pattern from start to end like this. Boom, 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 boom. That's my use case for editing the start and end. It's mainly visual, but it really does help if you want to minimize the jumps between new shapes. In the future, we'd love to implement some sort of auto routing system that will automatically place your start and ends in the shortest positions possible to minimize jumps between shapes. Um, right now, it's all manual, but that'd be like that's what we want to work towards. Anyways, I hope that kind of helps explain start and end points for filled shapes in Ember. If you have any other questions, you can hop in the Discord or you can leave a comment on this video. Um, yeah. All right. Have a good day.